decade.
Kind of like good old Donald Trump, where he's like, ha ha ha, these are the first tier of my children. Come from my first queen, Ivanka, Eric, and the other guy. This is the lesser queen princess from Tiffany Trump, from my second affair. And this is Prince Wobble, Baron Trump.
You gotta love to be gone back yet. Love is a 10 I don't you grab it.
This video is brought to you by T-Blocks. Enjoy the content now, but stay for the shilling later. Welcome to Lobster Magnet and Friends. I'm here with my buddy Goro.
That's me.
And we are here to talk about the latest chapter of Hunter x Hunter, or the latest 2 chapters of Hunter x Hunter. Now, we're going to try and keep this brief by our Hunter x Hunter standards, since I have to go to work soon, but honestly, we could probably talk about it for 3 fucking hours. That's how much how dense these goddamn chapters were. I remember when I first read the most recent chapter, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, Goro's going to, take 2 hours to, get through this. It was so dense. It was, the most text I've ever seen in a manga chapter.
I mean, especially those diagrams from this week's chapter.
Oh my god!
Just, the bodyguards,
the
and
page
queens.
spread of all the princes with and it tells them how many private bodyguards they have, how many personal bodyguards they have, and
how
then
many workers they have, how many Hunter Association members, how many Hunter affiliate members. There's a distinct difference between Hunter Association members and Hunter.
Yeah. You don't want to confuse the Hunter Association members with the Hunter affiliate members. It's a huge distinction in this fucking fictional manga. Jesus Christ, Togashi, you are just somebody needs to stop you. Somebody needs to stop this man. I need to make a video just to outline all of the fucking plot threads in the Dark Continent arc, because it is just ridiculous. What the fuck?
I am so glad, I at least have someone to talk to this about, because, God,
I wish we could get Zavul in on Hunter x Hunter hype train and get him to, catch up, and, I would love to hear his thoughts about it, because, this is just insane. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. This is, insane levels of depth in a series.
Yeah, oh my god, this is, holy fucking... How does Togashi work? Literally, Hunter x Hunter is did he just read about the Saudi Arabia Empire? This isn't even the main storyline. Remember, we were supposed to be concerned about the fucking getting into the Dark Continent. Remember when that was something we cared about?
I do remember that. Yes. Now it's all political intrigue, battles, and death games of princes and how their Nen beasts work, and how everybody's Nen abilities work. And
holy crap! And who is it? Her Nen beast, or it's just her Nen ability. So let's get into Camilla. That was a great example of Hunter x Hunter at its best. Where I love it where the guard says, everyone's so cautious there because they know if they get caught attacking a prince without I have you recorded. I will. If you proceed to go further, I will defend myself. Mm-hmm. And she just doesn't give a shit. She's like, I'm crazy, bitch. Do what I do what I want because I'm crazy, bitch.
And it was really great that she was acting crazy for a very particular reason.
Yeah, that was interesting. But she's still dumb though.
I don't know. It definitely added some depth to her character because she wants to give this crazy persona off so people will attack her and kill her. So her Nen beast can...
Her Nen ability. Yeah, right. Add another confusing element. That wasn't her Nen beast. That was her Nen ability, which also manifests as a fucking animal.
Yes. So,
but it was great. So 900 million lives, and it just crushes the person, and then puts their fucking essence into her and revives her.
Yeah.
So she's basically immortal and invincible?
Yeah. So, the only way you can deal with someone like that is not kill them and, imprison them.
Well, I loved it. She, marches in. She thinks she's going to, win. And then, whatchamacallit, First Prince, a.k.a. Best Prince, is like...
It's don't do anything. Don't do anything.
Just cuff her. Just put her in prison.
But it was all because of the scouting bird guy who, used his Nen ability to transfer... that information to the prince about Camilla's ability.
Was that was the guy who she killed the scouting bird guy?
Yes.
And that was interesting that we learned what Benjamin's Nen ability is apparently he's kind of It seems like he's kind of like Crollo Lucifer, only well, he has some interesting restrictions, but he basically just accumulates other people's innate abilities.
Yeah. That is actually it's a good comparison, like to Crollo's. But he has to literally like assassinate the rest of his guard or something.
Yeah, but well, it's like really strict. Well, like all
Yeah.
good things in Hunter x Hunter, it's also really strict. They have to like be in the Kakin Royal Military. They have to be a part of his personal guard, and they have to die.
Yeah, and I mean, he probably wouldn't want to assassinate his own guard. Like he does have personal attachments to his own.
Yeah, but like they're so loyal that they make him stronger, and like that I did like that thing that they had to be educated at the Kakin Royal West Point to like for the ability to work.
Yeah, that's such a weird. That's really awesome, like restrictions in Hunter x Hunter that just happen. Like you just like think about the restriction, you're like, oh my god, that ability is going to be so strong, isn't it? Like every time I hear a restriction for a Hunter x Hunter ability, I think to myself like, oh wow, that's like essentially like putting a power level on the ability.
Well, one thing that I always, true. The more complicated it is, the more powerful it is. That's what always kind of annoyed me about the Chimera Ant arc is that like I felt like all the Chimera Ants didn't have any restrictions on their abilities; they could just do whatever.
No, there were some restrictions. Like remember Cheetah Guy and his abilities, like whenever he got the Smoke Guy to join that room.
He just thought he was able to make that out of nothing. And, the restriction of that was just that it was a dumb ability and that the Smoke Guy was smarter than him.
No.
And, like, the Royal Guard had no restrictions.
There was a restriction of, like, yes, you can only exit this thing once you tag the other person or something like that. But the thing about chimeras, they were supposed to be seen as all much more superior than humans.
Well, because they have animals and humans all combined together. I don't know. I didn't like the fact that the Royal Guards didn't have any restrictions. They could just do whatever.
It's not like they could do just whatever, but the limits were less. There was a lot less limits.
There were like no limits. They pulled that shit out of their asses. I was annoyed. Just a minor quibble, but let's get back to the good old human restrictions. I did love it that like all they had to do was just cuff her and put her in jail. And that was the end of Camilla's reign. But was it because of the bird guy who got killed, and that's how Benjamin learned about her inability?
Remember, he planted like after bird guy shot Camilla in the head.
I guess that's
went
where
and touched her. He went and touched her neck. He's like, I have to finish my mission. So he tagged her with his other bird thing after he shot her and killed her.
I guess
I can't. He literally said, I can't lose focus. I have to continue with my mission, there may be a possibility where she's not even dead or something like that.
Yeah, he did say that like she could be a counter type.
Yeah,
and then he's like, I'll just roll the dice. Worst case scenario, I die, but he gets the information, or best case scenario, I take her out and I'm fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I did enjoy that with like Benjamin, and it was interesting though. In the second chapter, we reveal that like each one of the princes, like they're like so apparently Benjamin as well as Tesseric both come from the same mother.
Yeah, I knew that.
I didn't quite realize that, but it was interesting to see that
they talked like they wanted to kill each other, like they were brothers.
Well, technically, I guess they're all half-brothers, but, like, some are more brotherly than others. Like, Benjamin and Tesseric are full-blooded brothers, where, the other princes are only, like, half-siblings that are from other queens.
Yep. Exactly.
Kind of like good old Donald Trump, where he's like, ha ha ha, these are the first tier of my children. Come from my first queen, Ivanka, Eric, and the other guy. This is the lesser queen princess from Tiffany Trump from my second affair, and this is Prince Wobble, Baron Trump.
I actually don't know that much about the family tree of Donald Trump, but that sounds that sounds fairly close.
Now someone needs to do a parody of like Hunter x Hunter with like the Trump succession war as like all of Trump's children fight to like regain the empire, take control of his empire.
Oh my god, that would be that'd be so fucking gold. Oh my god.
And you just play the music, the really dramatic music. Dun, 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 dun,
Okay, I don't know what that song is.
I'd play it for you, but I'd have to look it up. But
is it a Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah, it's from the 2011 anime. It's like the really dramatic music, as like Ivanka Trump like stands above her brother and she's got his bleeding heart.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, let's talk about this chapter.
Okay. Let's get out of Trump land. But I really
Camilla's plan didn't work.
No.
Like we thought she was kind of like the crazy outlier of the group, and she somewhat is. But there was some method to her madness. Like being crazy, like leads to people thinking like had to take drastic measures to deal with her, and so that kind of like plays into the game of like, yes, you kill me, and then I can kill you with my counter type and ability.
Yeah, it was a great example of like why Nen powers are so great in freaking Hunter x Hunter, and the fact that she thought she was invincible, but like all she had to do was just be handcuffed. All you had to do was not hurt her, and then she's like, can't do anything.
Oh, what about that phone conversation with Wege?
Oh my god, that was the most convoluted. But I also like the little side story with Hanzo where he like finds the killer by going in and giving him those false questions and getting him to admit to it, and then he's like, "You're the first one I asked."
Yeah.
And
did we review that prior week of Hunter?
Was that the part? I don't know if we did.
Because I remember reading Hanzo assassinating the dude, and he's like, taking his vengeance. I don't know if we discussed that chapter too much.
Maybe we did. Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. But we got a whole bunch of stuff about like the mystery of what happened to room 103, and then there's that whole scene where like Krapika's just like, okay, guy, just tell me, go outside and look at your room. I'm trying to find out where everyone is, and he's like, I don't care. I don't trust you. Blah 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 blah. I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, let's put ourselves in that guy's position. Like, someone, some stranger is like talking about these weird, like magical abilities that, all of a sudden we're transported in Harry Potter land, and Harry Potter magic exists, and people are dying left and right, and all the princes are getting like assassinated. Nothing about, the inner details of like how this succession war is happening. They don't know anything about Nenbeast. And the guy, the bodyguard, who announced it to everybody is now telling you that, please check outside because there's some crazy magical ability that was activated outside of your room. Like there's bound to be, some suspicious characters. And I really like that Togashi, like, highlights some of these characteristics in people. Like, in a situation, like, given as convoluted and complex as this, not everybody is going to be on the same page.
Yeah, I guess it did just feel like a huge blocker, though, considering how complicated everything is. I don't think we needed like Krapika to like fight just a guy to look out of his room. Like, although one thing I did love in this chapter was like the guard from like Prince Benjamin, who was like apparently his Nen ability is like he the more he predicts about someone's ability, the stronger his I'm gonna activate Predator.
That's for this chapter.
Yeah.
So that is that's an interesting ability because like. They even specifically mentioned that completely useless against simple enhancer abilities and emitter abilities because he has no time to analyze them.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good observation. You're right because like an enhancer like would just like strike him with like body modification.
In some ways, he's like he's like a patient assassin kind of a character. With a patient assassin kind of ability, I mean.
Yeah, I did like it got me hyped. I was like, man, I want to see what this Predator thing looks like when he unleashes it.
I mean, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Like it goes to show you that information is so key in Hunter x Hunter universe. Like you have to be able to hide information really well. You have to, you know, you can't share like information willy nilly some of the times because like it's a huge disadvantage.
Yeah. And I liked him like trying to figure out how like the fat Swinko guy's like ability works, and it's like, all these people who stand around him and absorb the noxious gas now have a clone Nen Beast above their heads.
It just makes me think like Hunter x Hunter universe is like extremely dangerous. There should be like laws and restrictions and like how, you have to disclose your nin power and abilities like after you graduate from the Hunter x Hunter exam. I think like you have to have that like visibly available like in some kind of like database where anybody can look up. Almost everybody.
Well, I guess it's like so far unknown by the rest of the world that like, the people can sort of get away with it other than the elite circles of hunters.
It's like a wild west of like magical warfare, and it's like actually kind of scary, like some of the things that they could do, and like people just like have no clue or no way to like uh to prevent it. It's like it's I feel like it's a very fun, exciting, dangerous world Hunter x Hunter is.
Well, it's interesting to think about how like a lot of like the Nen abilities feel inspired by like JoJo Bizarre Adventure stands, where like stands work they're not quite as creative as like some of the stuff that Togashi comes up with, but they operate under the same logic where this is my stand, it can do X, Y, and Z under X, Y, and Z conditions, and a lot of them have like really specific creative powers. Some of them are like a little bit more boring, where it's just like, I'm gonna punch stuff really hard. Well, another one could be like, oh, well, I have these hundreds of thousands of little soldiers.
I have the gambler stand, where if you lose this game of poker, I take your life or something like that.
Actually, I think there is a gambling stand that does.
I
remember that one?
Because like from the one of the original
OVAs.
Yeah.
They showed that part where he fights against the gambler.
Yeah. And he's like, wow, he looks so calm. He's like smoking a cigarette while he's,
With
playing.
his mother's life.
And he's like, I have a full house. I should win this hand. And he becomes too scared. Like, can he beat me somehow? Why is he so confident? And then, sorry. And then, and then he turns out just to be a straight up bluff or something like that. It's like,
well, yeah, that's a great example of how like JoJo's stuff influenced Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I suppose it did. Then if JoJo's came before,
yeah, the stand stuff was all long before Togashi started publishing Hunter x Hunter, because I think Hunter x Hunter started in 2001.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I need to double check that, but did it start in maybe the anime? It started after JoJo's Bizarre Adventure had like its whole thing with the stands. So but obviously Togashi does it very differently in terms of how Nen has the 6 different categories. They have the like restrictions, and of course the Hatsu, which are the best thing ever.
Yes.
And oh man, he's just going to town. Well, so you obviously you're loving all this like detail and political intrigue and the mystery of where did Room 103 go?
Yeah, and Swink, what's his name? From the Swinko family, Prince.
Fat guy.
I guess he's the 8th prince.
Mm-hmm.
So his ability is actually really powerful.
Well, we don't really know. We just have one guy's theory about his abilities. He could be completely wrong.
He doesn't. Oh, you're right. It's all from that guy's perspective.
Yeah.
And he's trying to analyze exactly what the ability is doing. And he's gaining more and more influence, but all these people around him already like loyal. So maybe he could be misinterpreting the ability. He could be thinking like, this is the ability, but it's actually like maybe the eighth prince's like egg,
Maybe it maybe
personality.
it maybe it poisons them. Maybe it makes them fiercely loyal. Maybe it turns them into moon monsters. Maybe it's a virus. I have no idea. We won't know until it activates. He could be 100% wrong, and then it kills him.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have to wait and see. Tagashi could play that where like the guy's like completely off basis. You never know with Nen abilities.
Yeah, that's true.
You never know. Although I did really like that moment where the bitchy prince invites her like twin sister.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
What do you think? Do you think that was like a moment where it's like, we're seeing like a kinder, softer side to her, that she actually does have affection for this other girl, or do you think it's just sort of like, because like I was like going back and forth, like, is this a trick? Is this the second prince we're gonna see killed? Or is she like using her Nen ability? Is her beast doing this, or is she actually like really lonely and this is her vulnerable side that we never see?
Um. Well, judging from all the self-po pictures and of them playing together, and everything, I don't know. That's interesting. I didn't think of it like that, but that'd be really tragic if the blonde sister was like doing this so she could like somehow figure out how to assassinate her kinder sister.
Well, to me, I feel like she's like feeling really vulnerable, and she has like a nicer side that we don't see. And I feel like this is an example of that nicer side coming through, because I figured like her logic would be like, oh, this is a dumb bitch, I'm just gonna kill her last because she'll be the easiest.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine so. 'Cause, like, she probably didn't have anybody really that close to grow up with. Like, you think about it, both those both her and the kind one are mother to only like they share no others like true blood relative siblings.
Yeah, so they're kind of like cast out and they're on their own little island versus the other princes who
Yeah.
have like 3 or 4 siblings from the same queen.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And they're stuck in this succession war. It was very interesting. It's really interesting that we have like the creepy little mole girl Melody there.
Oh yeah. Melody. Is that a girl?
Yeah, it's a girl. They specifically said they give her little backstory where she said she was horribly transformed because she was looking for like the devil's sonnet or something.
No, she was gonna show like a horribly disfigured transformation.
No,
but we saw it kind of like off screen.
Well, no, I think like the fact that she looks like this weird little mole person is because she was like horribly transformed, and we always thought it was a guy, and then it reveals that she's a girl.
But no, she reveals like some horrible disfigurement to Karapika. Karapika's like got a shocked expression on his face.
I don't know. You'd have to find that like clip or scene from the manga to like prove that to me, because I always thought her weird appearance was like her horrible disfiguration. But anyway, it's interesting that like I kind of love all these like side characters from like earlier arcs are just kind of like there in the background.
Yeah, they're great.
Like freaking Melody, good old Biscuit Kruger, freaking Hanzo. The
Karapika's old sensei.
The poet. Wait, Wings there? Oh no. The Karapika's Nen teacher. Wait, he's there?
Yes.
Where? Where is he?
Yeah. Remember the prince who's like, oh, you should read my book. Everything about it is so delightful.
Yeah. The Jesus Prince, the Bible Prince, right?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I looked it up.
Really?
Yeah, that's him.
No.
Yes. Karapika got him on board with the whole plan. And he decided to come and help.
What? What the fuck? Are you serious? Like,
I knew about this so long ago.
I did not know
you
that.
Didn't know about it?
No.
You didn't know about this whole time?
No, I had no idea. What the? Are you?
This is why you got to do your Hunter research.
I have no idea. I need to research this. Holy God. God, is Wing and Zushi gonna show up too?
No. No, they're not. This is Kurapika's nin teacher, right? The one that helped him,
Yeah,
like,
the wandering vagabond guy who taught him about chains. I need to look that up. That's crazy.
I remember there was like a flashback with Kurapika and like his final chain ability. Like you can use this ability to,
Yeah, I remember that.
potentially steal other abilities. I looked him up then, and I realized he was on this plan.
And he's on the ship and he's a guard.
Mm-hmm.
God, wow, that's amazing. Holy, and God, we still haven't even seen any of the Zodiacs do anything.
Yeah, they're probably they're too busy like trying to make sure the people on the ship don't kill each other.
So, well, here's a question though. Like,
excluding the royal family, of course.
if you could have Togashi like come, you could go talk to Togashi and tell him what you want to see next in Hunter x Hunter. What would you pick? More about the Succession War, more about the Room 103 mystery, or would you like to see, like, Hisoka versus the Phantom Troop?
Man. I almost think we need to take a little this seems almost kind of cruel, but I kind of want to see what Gon is up to.
But do you
just
really?
like just completely like displaced from all this political jargon stuff that's going on with the Succession War. Like this seems like right now it's like the most important thing that needs to be wrapped up, of course. But like I just want a little like whatchamacallit, a diverted path from the main story for a bit. I just kind of curious what the hell Gon is doing. Like, is he trying to get his nin powers back? Like, Gon is supposed to be the main character, right? Like,
I don't miss Gon. I wouldn't mind if he's not in for another 50 chapters.
Not even if it's not Gon. I would love to see Gon's father. Jin.
Oh yeah. We don't even know if Ging is on the boat. For all we know, he took another boat to the Dark Continent.
You think?
I don't know. Like, what evidence do we have that Ging is on it? None.
Yeah, I need to know what Gin is up to.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Oh, God, like I said, my dream is I want Tesseric, I want Pariston, and I want Ging all in a room together.
No.
Crollo. And Crollo.
Crollo, Tesseric, and
Pariston.
That was what the originally was.
Well, true. That was what it was originally. Ging can go in there too. I want all those characters in a room, and I just want them to like talk and bounce off each other for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be so great.
Because Pariston Hill is still like, he's such a good villain, like the ultimate bureaucratic, superficial tool.
Yeah, who apparently is able to use Nen. I mean, I guess you have to use Nen at some point as a hunter.
He definitely has a Nen ability. The whole point was that like the chairman Netero liked these like sparring with the Zodiac. So assumingly they're all power. There was one point where he said like, "Oh, I don't have any powers," but I think that's complete bullshit.
But if he doesn't have any powers, I mean,
he has
the chairman. The chairman, he said, I don't know if he said something like, "Oh, he liked him because he was powerful" or anything. He liked him because he was annoying, or that he thwarted his plans.
He made things difficult for him, and that's the reason why he liked him. I don't know. Yeah. You got 12 guys. They all have powers and cool gimmicks. Like he has to have a power. Like, it'd be like Dragon Ball Z, like, who's the next villain? Oh, I'm Bureaucrat Man, Goku. You're not allowed to fight in the tournament. That's my ultimate power.
In some ways, that would be pretty cool, actually. It's like taking a battle to a different kind of realm or game. Like it's not like all these battles in Hunter x Hunter, they're not just like physical tests of strength or like who's got like the most powerful, destructive beam of energy, anything like that. A lot of these things are just like, who can outsmart the other person in their such and such field. Like look at Komungi, for instance.
Yeah.
Komungi. She couldn't like she had an insane ability to play that game. I forget.
Go guy or something.
Yeah. What is it called? What was that game?
Go guy, I want to say. I think it was called Go guy.
Well, whatever. And like she kept on being the king, the Ant King, like countlessly, all over and over again. The Ant King was supposed to be the most superior being. Like he obviously outclasses her in physical skill, reflexes and everything like that. But in this one particular thing, like the king got, incredibly frustrated with and could not beat her in such and such thing, in that one particular thing. And it made him realize, like, there is, there is like strengths that, that chimera ants can't necessarily like, achieve or something like that.
Yeah, you saw that like even people who are not physically powerful or strong have strengths that make them worthwhile, that are worth protecting, and that's what made him sort of like humanized him from like
exactly.
the sort of one-dimensional villain he started at.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of Hunter x Hunter. Like you can get all kinds of different people from various backgrounds and have them have their strengths shine in different ways.
True, and we're definitely getting that sense here with like, oh god, so much in this arc. What do you think that little kid's like green monster ability is? Do you think that's what's causing them to like phase off into like another dimension or whatever, or a pocket room?
Well, I don't think it is, because for the Nen Beast would be close to him, right? I think the Nen Beast right now, it's aggravated that it can't find the young prince.
You think so? You think that's why it's agitated? That like the young prince was like taken away from him, and that like maybe it's like a guard's ability that they like put them in a. That's an interesting theory, and maybe it makes sense. But I feel like the Nen Beast would go with him, because aren't they like attached at the hip to their princes?
Yeah, but maybe there's like a specific thing where it's like the ability like wouldn't affect other people's other nen or something like that. It only affect people. Some crap like that.
Well,
I don't know.
technically speaking, haven't we not seen any of the Nen Beasts do anything yet? Although, yeah, we saw another thing where like
we did see Nen Beast do something. Remember the thing like, hey, I got a favor to ask you.
Oh, true. And then we had that scene where whatchamacallit, the like Buddha looking prince with his like sun Nen Beast like started spitting out coins apparently.
Yeah, all these Nen Beasts are like so mysterious. Like it's really really fun to watch and like see them like slowly unravel their powers and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun stuff. God, so complicated. Hunter, you are ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is complicated.
How many chapters do you think it's going to take Togashi to like wrap all this stuff up?
He's gonna die before he's able to finish this manga. To be honest, I don't know if it's humanly possible to do what he's doing, like at the pace he's doing it.
Well, we love that cartoon where it's like, they've like, apparently he likes to draw himself his dog, and it's like, oh, it's time to draw the Dark Continent. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Yeah.
God, it's so convoluted, and there's so. To me, though, I would like to see the spiders versus Hisoka more. I think that would be really cool. I want to see like the spiders, like Hisoka kill a few more spiders, and then the spiders like somehow use like the gangs that are living in the lower levels of the ship to like go after Hisoka.
Oh, well, that'd be okay.
Yeah,
Um,
that'd be cool.
I mean, I would like to see Hisoka like try and assassinate some more spider members, like one by one. Obviously that's his plan right now. He wants to kill the other spiders before he gets Crollo.
Oh yeah. He knows that that's what hurts Crollo the most. So his plan is to kill as many spiders as he can before eventually killing Crollo.
Yeah, and that's ultimately going to give him the biggest advantage during his fight again with Crollo.
Yeah, he basically wants to do Crollo what Crollo did to him in their fight.
What Crollo did to him?
Well,
Oh,
Crollo little by little took away every advantage he had, and just
oh,
like Hisoka was like fighting like a traditional hand to hand fight. But
mhm.
Crollo just kept on stacking the deck against him. It's like, oh, here are clones that are going to come after you, and they're exploding clones, and there's 5 bajillion clones. And then Hisoka's like, okay, well, I'm going to, like, fight all these clones. But then, not only that, but Crollo started to attack him physically while the clones were fighting.
Crollo started to. Oh yeah, he did. Yes.
Remember there were, like, scenes where he'd, like, jump in there and, like, punch Hisoka and, like, a vital point, or, like, give him a kidney punch or something, while Hisoka was, like, fighting off all the clones.
I remember that. That was cool.
And then eventually, like, he got him to the point where, like, Hisoka was surrounded by exploding clone bomb people, doll people, and he just sort of gave up and tried like a last resort thing, which didn't win them the fight, but it did. And every time Hisoka tried to escape, oh, bomb! Oh, here's your hand is blown off. Oh, your foot's blown off. And I don't think Hisoka, of course, accepted the conditions, even though Crollo said, "This isn't a fair fight. These are all the tools I have to fight you with. You sure you want to do this?" But now Hisoka's like, you know what? Fine. And then you actually beat me. Now it's time for me to beat you using the tactics you used against me. And my tactic is I'm gonna come from the shadows and kill you piece by piece. Because if as Alexander said in that great video essay, if the spider are all parts of you, then I'm gonna kill you slowly by killing them.
Exactly. Like that. That whole Hisoka versus Crollo fight, one of the best things about the manga and the series, I think. There's just like there's so many great personalities in Hunter x Hunter that like when they clash, it's just like it feels really rewarding.
It does. It does.
And when you see like certain characters like snap, like Hisoka after his fight with Crollo, like some shit is about to go down. Like Hisoka being, his playful, murderous self, all of a sudden he's like, no more fucking games.
No more fucking games. The one thing I was surprised about that he didn't kill Machi, but I feel like he intends to like kill Crollo and leave her alive because he has affection towards her.
I can see that. Yeah,
Machi is probably is super pissed at him and like doesn't want to leave him alive, see him live. But I feel like Hisoka, in his like twisted mindset, feels like he can get away with killing the spiders, killing Crollo, but not killing her.
Yeah, that is interesting. Like it's hard to imagine like Hisoka like having affections towards anybody that he doesn't want to murder.
Yeah.
But with Machi, like he's always asked Machi's for favors of like, can you heal me for this? Can you heal this damage and such?
I love watching you work. It's such a pleasure. He does have like this sort of like platonic affection for her that that is more apparent than any of the other spiders.
I don't even know if it's platonic, but oh my god! Oh wait! Okay. I'm sorry. I want to get back to like the chapter,
the
previous chapter with Camila. There was this really kind of awkward series of panels that happened where it's like what happened between Camilla and like one of uh first Prince Benjamin's bodyguards? Like the one of the I almost feel like it was very sexually suggestive.
Didn't he just like kidnap her or something, or tie her, or like handcuff her?
Yeah, like you saw like a close up shot of her forehead and then like beads of sweating, and I don't know. It looked like a very like weird series of panels or something like, and he said something like along the lines of like, "You want me to do this forcibly" or something like that. Or
Let me see it. I don't remember being that bad. I just remember him like handcuffing her,
let me see.
and I think it was just her like I think Camilla is like a character who thinks she's like much smarter than she is, and it's her beads of sweat where she was because Hunter x Hunter is like kind of like not really like a very sexually suggestive fan servicey manga.
No, it's not. And
like, at most is like you'll get like a cute character design, but like that's about it. Although here's a question though.
I don't even see the cuffs. I think they should have got a shot of the cuffs.
Well, here's a sort of question.
But he says something like, now, second Prince Camilla, don't struggle like that. Otherwise, I won't have any choice but to get a bit forceful myself.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess it's a little kind of little rapey. He's got this sort of like sick little face for himself. So I guess you'd see how that's creepy. But
and then in the following panel too, like
I also like the scene where he's whatchamacallit, he's like I'm gonna kill your entire family, and he's like, I don't have a family. That isn't Yup Guy. Yup Guy's dead, right?
Yup Guy is definitely dead. This is the guy who I believe was able to tell Nen users apart through like some kind of thing into their eyes.
Yeah.
He was like really observant, and he was like in the room present when one of the
I
people
can
was
see
killed
how you could say it was like sexually suggestive, but to me it seemed more like, oh, this is like a creepy guy and he's got the upper hand, and like he knows the jig is up. And Camilla, her card is like, I'm gonna go shoot anyone, and if anyone tries to stop shooting me, then you're screwed. And then Benjamin's just like, I got Nen Aurora, your bullets can't do shit against me.
Yeah. I would have just liked to see a panel of the actual handcuffs or something, instead of like this like sort of a little bit vague imagery of like almost suggesting rape.
This sort of sexually abusive where he does like, ugh, don't make me do it forcefully. But you see it in a prison, and I don't think Benjamin's the kind of like, as of right now, I think Benjamin's my favorite prince.
Really? I mean, I guess he's okay.
Come on, you gotta tell me which prince are you rooting in this death match?
Oh, which prince am I rooting for?
Yeah, which prince do you find the most likable, or which one prince do you like? Are you like are rooting for to come out of this alive?
Somewhere between like third prince, Harkenberg. I think the twin sisters are starting to grow on me. I kind of want them to survive, but like
I don't think they're gonna survive. Here, I'm literally gonna pull up the whole chart for our reference. Jesus
definitely
Christ.
not. I don't know about definitely not the Swinko family guy, the 8th prince.
So you like the third prince?
I mean, Tesseract, I love it.
Oh yeah, the third prince is like the Buddha-looking guy. Tesseract's a great villain. He's obviously going to last long. I don't know. I like Prince Benjamin. Seems like he's got his shit together. I also like whatchamacallit, the 7th prince, Lazarus, the hippie guy who like wants to make a drug that ends addiction.
I like Camilla as well, but it looks like she's done for. So.
Who knows? Maybe she'll find a way out of it. But like
she just had like a completely different like approach than any other prince. Just like,
well, it was the
I'm
most
just gonna
reckless
barge
and
in-
dumb approach.
I'm just gonna barge in there and hope they kill me.
They made her out to be this arrogant character who thought she was really smart. So I was really pleased to like see her basically like defeated in the most humiliating way possible.
Yeah.
But
Kind of great.
Whatchamacallit? Like I'm rooting for Benjamin, and I like the Seventh Prince. Is like my favorite. The hipster anti-drug prince.
Okay, yeah, that guy's cool too. And what's his name? Subaba or something?
Which one's?
I think he's like
Tubaba, the guy who looks like a girl.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about her or him.
That's the guy with like the chameleon rocket car, right?
Yeah, I mean he's got probably the coolest looking Nenbis, but
no, it's not. It's a dumb design. It's stupid.
But yeah, we don't next to nothing about him. So
yeah, that is true. Jesus Christ! Like, oh my God, there's like 12 characters, and like, it's amazing that like Togashi's like managing to like give them all little bits of character as much as he is, even though like they're not like getting a huge amount of screen time.
That's true. You gotta really admire him for being able to do this.
It is really supremely impressive because they all feel distinct. Tesseract has got like this great, American Psycho personality. Benjamin is like the strong. I really like Benjamin. I like the fact that he's like he can talk strong, and he's smart enough to like actually carry out his stuff. Like he put in the work. He's got his Nen ability. He's got the supreme loyalty. Like I loved it. Like whatchamacallit. Like they have that scene with his guard, and his guard is like, Benjamin is the only one who can be king. He is the only one, people think he's calm and he's irrational and, headstrong, but Benjamin is the one who will, proceed and understand everything in a situation before making a decision. That is why he must be king.
Yeah, I did like that about his, his personality. Like, I mean, yeah, it did make him feel like the most, like, he did really flesh out his character a bit more. Like, I thought he was gonna be like as crazy as Camila.
Yeah. You did have that first impression that he was just gonna be like this big, bruising, strong guy who was just like, I'm gonna beat everyone. Like literally, like when he's introduced, he's like wrestling a lion with his bare hands.
Yeah, and he's talking to Tesseract like he's gonna strangle him the very first thing.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, dude, bro, I've been doing CrossFit. I'm killing this lion, and it's just on, and I'm gonna like mangle you with my bare hands.
Yeah, exactly.
That is definitely the impression we got when he was first introduced.
Yep.
But he's become a much more, and like this was the most impressive thing, that he didn't like attack his sister. He was smart enough to like just wait and like let her do do nothing. Yeah,
but that was only because I think the information he got from his soldier dude, because once he saw what her ability was, he's like, he told his soldiers even beforehand, like, don't attack her, don't kill her.
Well, the guy, like, the bird guy, came to the realization that, like, he rolled the dice. He tried everything he could to, like, stop it. I liked how, like, how he had all his I's dotted and T's crossed, and, he knew what he was gonna, what he was getting into and what the precautions he needed to do. And he's like, all right, I'm just gonna try this. We'll hope for the best.
Yeah, that was a great little scene. Oh man, this manga is so good. This is something that Promised Neverland couldn't achieve, even if it's like tried its very hardest. I feel sometimes.
I'll give you that. Like there are a few plotting scenes that feel Death Note-esque, but like nothing on the level of what we've seen Hunter x Hunter. And we do need like a Hunter x Hunter level scene from Promised Neverland.
Yeah,
those kids need a Hunter x Hunter level plan to like fight the demons, and then the demons should have like some really cool Hunter x Hunter-esque power and reason how they disrupt those plans.
Yeah,
And
Exactly.
you know, you can't just say, "Oh, he's really tough. They were doing well, and then he disrupted them." That's lazy writing. That's like not giving us details because you're too lazy to give us details. But we'll see. I'm still on positive Promise Neverland. I'm still on the positive Neverland hype train. You're on the negative, but of course we're always on the Hunter x Hunter hype train.
Yeah, exactly. Hunter x Hunter can, without a doubt, never. I mean, almost without a doubt, never disappoint. Like I don't think I've had any problems with Hunter x Hunter's. I guess ever since like um when they started the Hunter exam. I guess that's when I really got into it.
You know what I should show you? The Alexander guy did a really good video where he talks about like defending Genthru, like probably the weakest villain of Hunter x Hunter.
Who was that?
The bomber guy from Greed Island.
Oh, well, we don't really get that many like generically evil people from Hunter x Hunter to begin with, right?
Typically, no. But it's a really interesting like 2-part video where he talks about like why he's underappreciated and how the character's designed to serve really well within that arc. And that, you know, that like he's not a bad character. He's just like designed to fit the needs of that arc, which is, you know, he makes this really big, interesting argument how, you know, tonally Hunter x Hunter shifts from 2 tones between arcs. The Hunter exam is a very light arc. Then that's followed by a dark arc with the Zoldyck family. And even though the content of that isn't dark, like the color palette, the themes of Killua being tortured, you know, are more dark and aesthetically dark than the stuff that came before. Then that's followed by a light arc with the Heaven's Arena.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's followed by a dark arc with, you know, New York New City. Then Greed Island is a lighthearted, you know, kind of a lighter arc.
A little bit. But then the bomber guy, he's like killing people within the game.
Yeah, but it's still like a training arc, a self-realization arc versus
I'd
like...
say it's a little bit in between because like the bomber guy was, I mean, it was light at first, but then like the bomber guy is like blowing people up and stuff.
It's still light in terms of like aesthetic. It's like Greed Island's like a fun place versus, you know, the like I'll link you the video. It's a really good examination. While whatchamacallit, Chimera Ant is obviously a very dark arc.
Yes, absolutely.
And then the 13th chairman election is kind of a lighter arc tonally, even though it has some dark elements. And now the Dark Continent is as cynical and dark and complicated about how institutions, bureaucracy, and tradition will fail us, and how we are all just cogs in this horrible machine that is beyond our control, and it is super depressing, and even the rich are just monsters who will consume each other.
God. I don't know what to make of this arc, actually, right now. Like, it's not... I mean... I guess it is getting kind of dark, right? A little bit.
You saw a little girl get murdered and strangled to death in her own goddamn bed.
Okay,
for no good reason other than a fat king, Donald Trump, with his, you know, avatar monster as like boob creature, and you know, has a harem of wives, you know, just like, oh, this is how we do it. We in Kakin, we let the simple, you know, you know, screw a billion bitches and have a billion children, and then they all have to kill each other to prove who's worthy. Even the infant child, the little, you know, 14-year-old, he's open game in this succession war.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And not to mention the dark element of Hisoka like murdering the Phantom trope.
Yep.
God, do you think like I think I suggested this before? Do you think Kurapika like will team up with Chrollo? Like imagine this: like Chrollo is desperate. Half of the Phantom troop is dead. He finds Kurapika, and then Kurapika, you know, says he will do something to protect the Phantom troop if Chrollo helps him get the eyes back.
That seems so bizarre.
You know that would be amazing. You know that would be fantastic.
I can't imagine that situation ever like conceivably happening, going through. This is like, why would Kurapika want to team up with Chrollo, one of the spiders who
I don't know.
murdered his whole clan.
It would be like some sort of really desperate situation. I'm sure, like, considering how complicated everything is, Togashi could come up with circumstances where they'd need to team up. I mean, if frickin' Guts can team up with Nosferatu Zod for a moment, I think Griffith Krapika can team up with Chrollo.
I mean, that's a less complicated relationship. Like, Zod didn't like. Yeah, it's not like Guts is teaming up with Griffith or something like.
I'll give you that.
Because Griffith was the one who murdered all his friends and raped his girlfriend, but Zod, he was kind of like, he's kind of like the right hand man dude.
Yeah, he had a friendly rivalry. All right, I'll give you that. So. Oh, I still think it would be a really interesting story possibility. And maybe that's what makes Hunter x Hunter so good, is that, like, we have, like, billions of interesting story possibilities right now. And it's like, Togashi has, like, a Lego kit with, like, 5 billion tools, and he's still able to construct interesting things out of even boring things like Krapika having a phone conversation.
Yeah. Well, we'll never forget Karapika's phone conversation with Wege, the guy who was always a stubborn doubter of all Nen abilities and things.
God.
And he's like, you think I'll fall for that? Never.
Here's a good question. All right, we should wrap this up soon since I got to get to work and you got to go see Black Panther. But what do you think's happening to Theta?
Oh,
we don't know if she's alive.
We need to see what happened as the aftermath. We saw, like, a little splatter of blood, right? Like, when Tesseric was, like, confronting her about, like, if she was lying to him or not. Like,
yeah. But we haven't had a resolution to that. We don't know if she's alive. You know, it'd be really fucked up.
What? If
Tesseric's Nen or his Nen abilities, like, he slices people up, but they're still alive. Because you know how Tesseric likes to have, like, human bodies.
That sounds a lot like Shin from Dorohedoro.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, exactly. Like he slices, and she's just like, her body parts are, like, arranged like an abstract art, and she's still kind of alive.
Oh my god. I don't know if I would like that so much, because it's, like, kind of it's a little bit too Dorohedoro-esque for me, because, like, I don't want Hunter x Hunter to feel like it's ripping off, like, such a great character from Dorohedoro.
I don't know. It would fit really well. I would love to see, like, that element. That would be so, like, messed up. And that's another thing. I'm dying to see what his Nen Beast can do, and I'm also dying to know what his his abilities are, what his Nen abilities are.
Yep, definitely.
So much good stuff. Oh, so much good. I'm so glad we have Hunter x Hunter.
I give it a 9 for both chapters.
I give the first chapter a 9. I really like that one. The other one to me was like 8. I would love, I'll give it an 8.5. I appreciated how ridiculously dense it was, but there's a part of me that's like, come on, you got more interesting things to do. Like, as much as you love, what was the guy's name?
Wege,
your favorite character. You know what we'll have to do is we'll have to, like, once this arc ends, we'll have to do, like, top 5 third-rate characters from the Dark Continent. Who's your favorite? Wege or
Shimano.
Shimano.
Remember her moment when she transferred to a different prince than Karapika ordered?
Who was your favorite character?
What a
Wege versus Shimano. Oh my god, these incredible characters who are so minor but yet still get, like, these kind of memorable characteristics and moments.
Yeah. Oh man. It's like seeing it's seeing, like, a little bug trying to navigate this horrific Nen powered world, and, like, seeing, like, how they try and navigate it and, like, do it successfully is really fun to watch.
Yeah, and survive and stay alive. All right, so I think god damn it, we were, like, nearly an hour. We probably could go for, like, another hour because there's so much.
Yeah.
But you gotta go see Black Panther. I gotta get ready for my boring work. But Hunter x Hunter, yeah, it's the best.
It's good. It's really good. I recommend it to anybody who just stumbled in to watch To read and watch all of Hunter x Hunter.
God, like, I had this crazy idea while I was shoveling snow a minute ago. Like, whatchamacallit, like starting a Kickstarter to like force Zavul to like watch stuff so he could like be a part of these conversations. like I had an idea, like just like kind of like a joke Kickstarter to see like, if anyone like got in on the joke, like, I want to make my friend watch Star Wars and the DC Extended Universe. He said he won't do it unless he gets $200. Get me $200 so I can pay him to watch it, and we'll make a video about it.
Oh my god! Yeah, I think you should actually do it.
I'm gonna talk to Zavul and see if like what the amount he'd want to do. I think that would just be funny to do. It would be like that that potato Kickstarter.
Just like have his face be like the the poster for the Kickstarter. Like, this guy won't watch the anime that I want to watch.
Yeah, and assumingly that's successful, then we'll have another one for Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that would get a lot of attention and then I could like skin it multiple ways, because like whenever you do a Kickstarter, you get like tons of like emails for like, hey, help us promote your Kickstarter. Then I just make fun of like seriously, you want to promote my Kickstarter to make my friend watch something?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've had a lot of fun. Thank you for spending your time hanging out with us in our low-tech setup. Remember, lobsters and tennis, but don't you grab it.
Do you like clothes but hate shopping? Then T-Blocks is the subscription service for you. But I know what you're thinking. But Lobster, how is that any different than Loot Crate or the other subscription services? Well, T-Block sends you t-shirts, which is clothing, which is actually useful, unlike the useless swag junk that Loot Crate keeps peddling on gullible schmucks. And this isn't just knockoff brand crap. T-Blocks hooks you up with licensed shirts for all the stuff you love, because you need clothes. How else are you going to keep your puny human man flesh protected from the elements? T-shirts are useful for any occasion. Wear them, give them to friends, give them to enemies, knit them together, make a quilt. T-shirts are life. And you know the best part? It'll only cost you $6.99. That's right, you can get 12 shirts sent to you for once a month for only $6.99. And you know what? If ultra cheap licensed goods are too basic for you, then there's also the Community T-Block set, which features original designs from the best up-and-coming artists, so you can keep that hipster street cred. But I'm here to save you even more money! Use the code LOBSTERTBX at checkout, and you'll save 10% on any order. Be a t-shirt wearing god amongst mortals. Use the power of the most expensive seafood to get you the cheapest t-shirts now!
Majesty fire!